Hi, I'm Jason from JT Coaching. I'm here today to talk a bit about a deeper view of why people have back pain. Okay guys, I want to talk about if you've had long-term back pain and it's just going nowhere, you've tried everything. The biggest thing is breathing. So if you haven't addressed your breathing, that's where we need to start. Okay, so the little things that we might be missing when it comes to back pain is the fact of when we tilt this pelvis back. So tilt the pelvis back. We don't want to see this belly pop up. We don't want to see any weight through the legs. So relax again. I want you to let go of the legs. I want you to draw down through this belly button. And think about you drawing up. So when you do that, you should be able to, with your fingers, just drop off that bone at the top of your pelvis and you should feel the muscle contract there. If not, that is why you have back pain. If you can't feel it, go searching for it. Relax into it, tilt the pelvis, get this activated. Draw the belly button in. We're holding this. Now this shouldn't move anymore. Now we're going to breathe in through the nose, blowing out through the mouth, bringing this rib cage down to meet the pelvis. We're bringing that rib cage right down. Breathing in and blowing out. Now if we can't get this rib cage to move properly, expand, and then come back down properly without moving this. Once again, this is the easiest pathway to breathe. We move this to get the air in, but that's going to actually, a belly popping out, protruding out, actually extends the back, which leads to the problem. Keep drawing this in, keep drawing this in. Keeping these obliques on nice and tight. Breathing in. Blowing it all out. Always in through your nose, out through your mouth. Keep squashing your back down into that bed. Drawing this in, drawing this in. We don't want that rectus to kick in and protrude out. It tells me your transverse is not working. Anytime that belly pops up, transverse muscle is not working. And relax there. Alright guys, so the next stage to this, once we know how to disassociate the pelvis and the femurs of the legs, just tilting that pelvis back, drawing the belly button in, stopping yourself going to the toilet, holding that nice and tight. Now that's something just needs to stay on. Now we need to bring this rib cage down, and the best way to do that is via these obliques, the external obliques, to bring this rib cage down to oppose the diaphragm. Okay, so the best way of doing that and getting those obliques to fire well is using a balloon. So that forced long exhalation is what we're looking for. So chuck that balloon in your mouth. We're keeping this all tight. This doesn't move. We've got to keep checking that. We've got to keep feeling the back down into the bed. Okay, breathing in through the nose. And blowing out through the mouth, blowing that balloon up. Keep drawing this in, keep drawing this in. We want to see this rib cage expand in 360 degrees, like all different directions, not elevation of the rib cage. We don't want to see this come up. And blowing out. Blow, 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 blow. And we just tighten these obliques. I want you to hang on to those as you breathe back in. Feel the air come up into the chest. Expanding through here. Keeping that back down. Should be no pressure through the legs. Keep the belly button in. Drawing up through that T-zone. Blow, blow, blow. Keep pulling this in, keep pulling this in. Don't let that six-pack muscle pop up. Let that rib cage come down, let it come down, let it come down. Okay, so to conclude the video, what we've addressed is a guy with an anterior pelvic tilt, basically. Hamstrings are too long, inactive. That's our next stage we will get to, but what we had to do is address the pelvis via the breathing and the rib cage. So being able to tilt your pelvis back, get a rib cage to come down, hold and control via those obliques, controlling a pelvis, controlling a rib cage. The diaphragm can dome up properly. We then can expand a rib cage and move well through a rib cage. Allows these muscles to fire more and more and control that lumbar area. The key to it all is that long forced exhalation using the balloon. Okay, so using the balloon fires the obliques more, gets all the air out, brings the rib cage down, controls the pelvis. We now have that dome effect and how the core can truly function in that position to then support a back. So if you have back pain, you want to go deeper into the issue via the breathing and understanding the breathing and how it influences that back pain. I've got clinics in Newcastle and also Sydney. I'll leave a link in the description.